guys, today we're going to do, I suppose we could call this part 3 of the Q&A because it's questions that you sent me weeks ago, and I had so many that I've ended up making 3 videos from them. Today's video is going to be a bit more frivolous, a bit more beauty, a bit more fun than the heavier topics that we have had in the previous ones. I mean, maybe. You never know where these questions might take me. Knowing me, we can go on any tangents. So I'm going to just randomly pick one. Oh, did you carry on with your test of the IPL hair removal tool? If so, how did you get on? Okay, I wish I could tell you. I was really sticking to it. So I use an IPL from Smooth Skin. It's quite old now. I years and years ago worked with them. They sent it to me. I also have somewhere one that was like a Veet IPL. I didn't ever find that gave me the same results as this one. The Smooth Skin one I use on my bikini line specifically, and it is incredible. Absolutely amazing. Worth its weight in gold for the fact that, because I used to get like ingrown hairs, I used to wax at home. I was pretty adept at that point. But I really do suffer from ingrown hairs when I pluck or wax anywhere. And this has just solved all of those problems. So like no shaving rash, no ingrown hairs from waxing, and just nothingness. It's absolutely incredible. So I would highly recommend the Smooth Skin IPL. Haven't worked with them for a very long time, so not sponsored, but I was trying to really persevere with the hair on my chin. I actually got a great picture of the hair on my chin the other day because I think people, they just don't understand what I'm dealing with. And I specifically got this picture because I thought at some point I'm going to go to my GP, be like, please do something, because this is not normal. I don't know if it's a hormonal imbalance or what it is. Everyone always wants to diagnose me when I talk about this, but I've had blood tests and things in the past and I don't think there's anything specific, but it's been a while and I for sure, I'm kind of in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, could it be my coil? Could it be the coil that causes these problems that I have? One of which is like excessive facial hair. Would I still have the coil? Maybe, because it is so fantastic. But it could be. I don't know. I really don't know. But the shorter answer to this is I didn't persevere. I was trying. I was shaving. I was IPLing. I just didn't see the results. I don't know if it's because I wasn't hitting the right spots on my face. I don't know. But I just was not seeing the results. And I've tried, everyone tells me to try a no-no. A no-no is like just burns the hair away. It's not really that different to shaving because it's constant stubble. I think that's great if probably you don't have a tremendous amount of hair. I have so much facial hair. So all beard related, so much. What would your death row meal be? Do you know what? Normally, I wouldn't be able to answer. I'm like, I should have thought about these questions ahead of time. No, I'm going to just commit. And I'm going to say a lobster roll. Preferably warm, because usually you'll get like a warm brioche bun and then the lobster inside is cold. I'd like the whole thing to be warm with like aioli. Yes, although I will take it however it comes. A lobster roll from Epcot. Yeah, several of them though. Death row, I would want like 10. How are you feeling about work, your office job, finding it hard to motivate myself this lockdown? I mean, I have worked all over the house at this point, and I mean, I don't mind working in here. I do most things in the kitchen dining area now. I like to sit here. I thought I would end up filming in my office upstairs tons. I thought that would be where I would do everything. But this feels like the hub of the home. And so if we'd had the whole house to ourselves, I probably would have wanted to set up in here, and I might not have ever wanted an office because I really do like sitting in here. I like the aspect, I like the brightness, just the whole thing. I like it. But I do feel differently working from home now. I have a set place to do that. So obviously I'm doing a different kind of work now. This is my YouTube stuff. This is my Monday, Tuesday gig. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I work my office job, and that is in the office upstairs. So I can separate myself from work in a way that I couldn't when I was working in the living room. I was working in Milo's bedroom at one point over Christmas time. I was working on the landing. I've kind of moved. I did, I think, for a minute work in our bedroom, but it was so tiny, it was ridiculous. I have been all over the place, and having a room that I can close the door on has changed working from home completely for me. Also, having to work from home with the kids at home, and now them not being here, this is now optimum work from home time for me. So I don't have a problem with it. I'm relatively motivated as much as I would be at work. And I think this is going to be a relatively permanent solution for us. I don't think maybe I'll go in 1 day a week, but I don't think I'm ever going back to the office full time. So I think part of it is that I know it's not that temporary anymore. Ooh, if you could go on holiday right now, where would you want to go? Vegas. We've had a real Vegas vibe recently. We've talked a lot about Vegas, wishing we could go back. I don't know if it's because around this time of year is usually when we would go, if we were going to go. Easter time tends to be when we like to go to Vegas. That makes it sound like we go every Easter. We don't. But when we have been, we tend to like this time of year. So I don't know if it's that or what, but definitely. I think the whole family. We've talked a lot about Disney because we had a Disney trip booked and then cancelled because of COVID, obviously. And we've been like, so at what point are we going back to Disney? Like, when are we going to make this plan to rebook the Disney trip? And all of this time we've had in our minds, well, the kids obviously will want to go back to Disney. And we had a conversation with them the other day, and both of them, of all the places we could go in the world, they were like, Vegas, maybe California, Vegas. Like, it's crazy. I mean, I get it. It's a nice hotel, food, there's shops, there's pools, the weather is nice. There's nothing to dislike about Vegas, but I think most people think of it as like a party town. There's so much there for kids, tons. And if you consider it's basically like what we would do there with the kids is not dissimilar to what you might do on like a European holiday, but we're somewhere that we want to be. I get it. That's as close to like a beach holiday as I would want to go on. So I think everyone, the whole family would be like, if we could go on a plane to Vegas tomorrow, we would. What's a secret talent that you have? Well, prepare yourself, because I posted this on Instagram the other day. So I'm going to share this terrible, you're going to want to reduce the volume on whatever device you're listening to this on. If you've got a baby sleeping in the house, maybe just turn it off completely, because this is going to wake them up. I can pick up any instrument, and if you give me half an hour, I can play you a tune. I can't play any instrument. I used to be able to read music as a kid. Not a clue now. I remember at one point I could read the music, but I couldn't tell you what the letters of the notes were. So I could play the music from that. But if you told me, I'm thinking because I played clarinet. If you said like play a C, I'd be like, But if you drew me a C, I'd be like, I know what that is. It's so weird. My mind is odd. But yeah, I can pick up any instrument and play a tune of sorts within half an hour. And I didn't know that was a talent until I was talking to someone and they were like, what? Like, I thought everyone could do that. So I'm going to throw that out there as that is my hidden talent. And I'm going to share with you an instrument that I found in the garage and a tune that I sounded out. Can you even imagine how annoying I am to live with? The answer is very, very annoying to live with. Has your regular job been affected by the pandemic? We've had to take unpaid days. No, I'm so sorry, Jodie. That has happened to so many people. I mean, obviously for the furlough as well. I was furloughed for 3 weeks really early on in lockdown, but I got 100% pay. And since then, no one's been furloughed. Like, there were a few of us where it made sense to furlough us because we were the ones at home with kids, and especially with me being part-time. It wasn't like as big of a loss as if they lost a full-time person. But after that, they were like, we kind of can't furlough anyway. We need the people. And no one else has been furloughed. Our business hasn't been affected because we're freight. And so, although obviously things slowed down, there's always freight. There's always things that need to be moved in different industries. And so, thankfully, we haven't been massively affected yet. But you can never take these things for granted. Anything could happen. You just have to be grateful for what you have in the moment, because it can be taken away. What do you do as a job? Railway stuff. I talked about this in a vlog recently. I have answered this question several times. And I just think it's really boring and no one ever wants to hear it, but people keep asking. So I plan trains. So if a customer says we want something moving from A to B, I would then find a way of getting it from A to B and finding a way of splitting it up so different drivers can take it, because there are rules with that. But that's what I do. It's railway stuff. Not at all related to the stuff I do on YouTube. Are you still hoping to go to NYC at the end of the year? So we very optimistically, probably naively, booked a holiday last year. Our holiday kept getting cancelled, and eventually we were like, or moved. Eventually we were like, okay, we're just going to cancel it and get a refund. And when we got the refund, we decided to put down a deposit on a holiday in December this year, thinking, well, that's more than 12 months away. Surely it'll be okay by then. And I have to say, almost immediately, as soon as we'd booked it, I thought that was stupid. Like, the chances of us being allowed to travel to America by December are so slim. Now, I do feel a little bit more confident after the way our vaccine process has gone. But given that the vaccine doesn't protect you from transmitting the disease, or transmitting the virus, sorry, but it only protects you from how you are affected if you were to contract it, I don't understand the vaccine passport thing. It doesn't make any sense to me, because let's say the entire flight of people from the UK have all been vaccinated. They could still be taking something with them elsewhere where people haven't been vaccinated. So I'm not confident that we're going on holiday in December until they've really outlined this is the plan. I'd love to go. That would be great. If by December everything's cool, we've all been vaccinated, everything's safe to travel, then yeah, of course. But I'm realistic, and whether or not I think that's going to happen, I really don't know. Best cocktail you've made so far? Oh, Jessica, thank you for asking. It's definitely a lemon drop. Love a lemon drop. There's not a lot to it. It's like vodka, Cointreau, lemon juice, sugar syrup, simple syrup, whatever you want to call it, which is basically just dissolved sugar into equal parts water. Don't buy simple syrup, just make it at home. And the beauty of it, I also do like a crushed, like a rim of that. It's so good. Like sugar and the grated zest of a lemon around the rim of the glass. Oh, it's my absolute 100% favorite cocktail. Favorite. Love it so much. And the best part of it is you can add lemon or sugar to taste. So if you like it a little bit sweeter, you can have yours a little bit sweeter. I could have mine a little bit more sour. Perfect. My absolute favorite. But it's not for everyone. Ooh, is there one thing in life you would have done differently if you knew what you know now? That is a great question. I'm going to give that really generic answer of no, because you don't know what would have happened if you hadn't done the things that maybe you now regret. It's like the butterfly effect. Every choice you've made, good or bad, has led you here. And so, providing you're happy in your current situation, which I very much am. I actually was watching, what's it called? What is she called? Brené Brown the other day. I like to watch it occasionally. It's like a bit of a reset. Is it Power of Vulnerability or Courage? Courage and Vulnerability? I can't remember what it's called. Call to Courage. Maybe it's that. If you haven't watched it on Netflix, you should. It's fantastic. And she was talking about never truly experiencing joy because you're always waiting for the other shoe to drop, for it to be taken away from you. And I just kind of felt like I really needed to hear that in this moment, because currently so much is going wrong in the world. Everything's terrible. And this now more than ever is a really, really hard time to practice gratitude and not feel terrible. because I love to practice gratitude. I really like, when I'm having a hard time, I will lay in bed at night and list things that I'm grateful for, list things that I have that I never thought I would have, list just like, this is my life. These are the reasons that I should be grateful for this life. Forget about these things, think about these things. And at this point, it's really, really hard to do that because you feel like you are celebrating something great when other people are really, really struggling. So part of it is that, and she does also talk about that, that there are people who have had terrible things happen to them and they want to see, you've got this, please be grateful for it, rather than the opposite, which is how we often feel. But also a reminder to actually experience that joy and actually experience that feeling of happiness without being worried, like, oh, I can't feel too happy because it's not going to last. Because that's absolutely how I feel all the time. Like, I never really allow myself to be like, this is great. This is great. But truly, in this moment, this is great. My life is great. I'm really, really happy with how everything is right now. And it's terrifying to admit that because you feel like something bad is going to happen. But because of that, I wouldn't do anything differently because I don't know whether or not it would have led me here. We got heavier than I expected. We got a similar question to this last week. What is your favourite thing to do self-care wise to relax and take a bit of care of yourself? So I am the worst at thinking, right, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to play a game or I'm going to like paint my nails. I can't remember the last time I painted my toenails. I haven't painted my nails for so long because I hate them being chipped and they chip straight away. But my toenails used to never not be painted, even through lockdown, through all of it. Once every couple of weeks I would sit down and paint my nails. It's been months. I can't remember the last time I actually sat down and did that. And maybe I'm going to do that today, actually. Maybe this afternoon I'll do that. Maybe it's because it's cold as well. I don't want to get my feet out of my slippers. But that's one of the things. And I'll sit and I'll think, I'm going to give myself a few hours off. We'll watch TV and I'll play my game. And more often than not, I sit thinking about something I should do, constantly on edge, like, oh, well, in a minute, I'm going to do this other thing. Not relaxing, not doing the thing that I said I was going to do, but also not being productive and not doing anything else. And so I just waste chunks of time just floundering. I need to get better at using that time and identifying that I'm not going to be productive. It's just forget about it. Relax for an hour. I need to get better at that. But I would say one of my self-care things is painting my toenails. It's not very exciting, is it? Would you go back to Vegas one day when the world is less strange? Yes, of course. Someone asked, any 5-year goals? That's not really my vibe. I'm not a 5-year goals kind of person. I'm very like day-to-day stuff. We got some news yesterday, some really horrible news that someone we know passed away very unexpectedly. And things like that make me think, screw a 5-year plan. Lee definitely has plans like that. Like, well, this is where I want to be. You know, who do you want to be in 10 years? I have no idea. I don't know. I'm like this year. I'm not really looking beyond that. I don't have things of, this is how I want to like move my career forward, or I don't feel that way. I want to try and live now and not wish time away. We did that a lot when we were all living together because that was effectively a 5-year plan and I did not enjoy it. Thinking, well, when we've got the house to ourselves or when we move or I don't like that because then you're just constantly wishing time away. Ooh, recommendations for self-help audiobooks. Right, let me just open Audible. Hang on a minute, open Audible. Ella's moved around all of my apps on my phone and I can't find anything. So I have to ask Siri to open everything. Right. Oh man, I love self-help books so much. But I also find self-help in things that you might not imagine. I find self-help in autobiographies, like incredibly. I love hearing about other people's trials and tribulations, how they fixed things basically. Right, I do like the series, The Life-Changing Magic of. So there's the Life-Changing Magic of Not Giving a Fuck, You Do You, and Get Your Shit Together, all by Sarah and I really enjoyed that series. Looking, a lot of this stuff is autobiography stuff. Daring Greatly, which is Brené Brown. Highly recommend, but also please go and watch the Brené Brown special on Netflix. Year of Yes. Okay, if I could recommend only one, The Year of Yes by Shonda Rhimes would be the one. She talks about, Shonda Rhimes is the one who created Grey's Anatomy, Scandal, How to Get Away with Murder, loads of different things. She was like running all these different shows, super, super busy. And she was telling her sister, I think it was like Thanksgiving or something, she was telling her sister about all of these invitations that she had. And her sister was like, so are you going to go to these things? And she said, no, I'm a single mother. I've got this job and I can't do that. I haven't got time for these things. And she said, you never say yes to anything. And that one thing spiraled into this, like she was going to do a year of yes. And then she just did it forever. It was like changed her mindset. I know it's not a new concept, the year of yes, like actually saying yes to things as like a life-changing choice. But this particular book she gave so much insight into that kind of world while also making it really relatable to the average person. And she gave various examples of things that she would have said no to that ended up being fantastic. And that's what I've listened to loads and loads and loads of times. But again, I would recommend things like Drew Barrymore's autobiography was amazing, Jessica Simpson's, anything by Carrie Fisher, Busy Phillips I really enjoyed, Julie Andrews. I like a lot of autobiographies, and I find them to be some of the greatest self-help because it's real life stuff. They tell you, this is where I came from. These are the things that happened to me. This is how I overcame these things. And especially the people that are really candid, like Jessica Simpson and Busy Phillips specifically, I'm thinking of. Really, really candid with things that happened in their lives. And times when it was like, this really sucked. I find so much in that. I really get a lot from that kind of thing. So hopefully that's useful and not just me rambling about. Or Audible. By the way, I do have a thing. If you want to sign up to Audible, you can get a free book. I'll leave it linked below. It's an affiliate code. Last question. Oh, two questions actually, because they kind of go together. The first one, has your skin adapted to wearing makeup again? Yes. Initially, because I wasn't wearing makeup at all, every time I put makeup on, my skin hurt. It was actually like it was stinging. I haven't had that for a really long time. So apparently, yes, it has adapted to wearing makeup again. And the last question would be, would you rather never use skincare again or never wear makeup again? Definitely skincare. I would rather keep skincare if I had to choose between the two, because ultimately, if you do amazing things with your skincare, then you need less makeup. Need, in inverted commas, because nobody needs makeup, but you know what I'm saying. I definitely would rather give up makeup than skincare in a heartbeat. Also, I do feel I should tell you what's going on with my hair. It's so rainy today. It's rainy and windy, and it just looked terrible, so it's just what it is. I just threw it all on top of my head. So this wasn't like a style that I was going for. It's just what happened. So thank you for watching. If you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe. I also vlog 5 days a week on my other channel. If you are into that kind of thing, you can go and check that out. And there were 2 more videos this week. I had my Friday faves and fails, which was quite kind of light. Kind of light this week. Not a lot of new stuff to talk about. And I did a review of this Lacura BB cream from Aldi, which I am wearing on my face right now. So if you're interested in those, I will link them below. Otherwise, I will see you guys on Wednesday with another video. Bye!